Hey YouTube, this is Generic Gamer. Welcome back to my channel. We were literally last left on. Last time we were on, we pretty much went to the school and then we investigated the crime scene where the guy, I can't even pronounce his name, I don't know how to pronounce it, that passed away. That was introduced in the beginning of the story. Then we got introduced to a sub story and now we're here. So if you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And before I continue, you guys notice that scroll right there that I unpaused. If you guys want to get all some of the upgrades for Yagami, you need to like volunteer in that.
Hello?
So
Yagami-san, do you have...
Oh, I was just about to call you. I was gonna say I've got some leads on the murder. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know a Detective Watanabe?
Oh, yes. He came asking me about the harassment case. Apparently he couldn't interview...
Wanna know why that is? Apparently Tokyo PD suspects Ahara might be linked to them, and since they don't want Kanagawa stealing the show...
That does make sense. Not in a bureaucratic way.
By the way, when's your next appointment?
As soon as we're ready, honest.
Yeah, I was just about to... But I'd like to do a bit more research beforehand.
Funny you should say that. Hoshino-kun just told me he's going to re-inspect the crime. He said it'd be best to plot Ehara's movement from Ikebukuro all the way to Shinjuku, where he was
No
caught.
kidding.
If that's the case...
Okay.
Yagami-san? It's me, Hoshino. I'm stoked to hear you'll be helping me out
I'm stoked to be there. Oh, and could you bring the statements from Ahara? It'd be a huge help if you could walk me through what happened on...
You got it. We'll be starting from Ikebukuro Station, so just meet me there tomorrow.
Will do. See you then.
okay. So I guess we continue the topic with the last what I talked about, which was the story. Oh wait, where's the cool? There he is. Hey, you did the style. You did the form. Wait, does it say chest of the sea? Cross the sea. Oh, I don't know why I thought. Wait. Okay, that's hacking. Hacking. Is this a video game? I have no clue. I was gonna say this looks like Final Fantasy, but I know this cannot be Final Fantasy. It can't be Final Fantasy. I have no clue. That looks like a game, to be honest. But I guess back to what I was talking about in the last video. I pretty much talked about how the story of like both games are both good, but First Judgment is better. I mean, like this game is good, and to be fair enough, it might shock you guys, but when I played this game for the first time, I want to say first time, I was able to play the secret boss in this game, but not the secret boss in the First Judgment. And you might be shocked for a person who's hyping up the First Judgment game. There's in total though 3 reasons why I did not get the secret boss. One, I think I got locked out of the secret boss when I did my walkthrough on hard, not legend.
See that sign right there? Ehara was leaning on that before the incident. Yep, just like that. Ehara's the man in the cap and sunglasses.
So, Ahara was lingering at the...
Yeah. This was confirmed by the security tapes, as well as when he swiped his... After that, he wandered the platform and...
He spent that long choosing...
Yeah. Sick, isn't
And
it?
the security camera that caught him would be... that one?
That's right. Anyhow, at 9:06 a.m.
She's the one in the pink cardigan and white skirt?
Yeah, Yui Mamiya, an office worker and mother of a 6-year-old boy. The two of them show up on the train's interior cam as well. According to the victim's statement, but it didn't stop there.
Pretty sickening.
I'm assuming he targeted someone shy, thinking she wouldn't resist. Makes me angry just thinking about it.
Ah,
The victim
boy,
stated she
if only
was
if
too
you knew.
scared to call for help, meaning she endured this for 6 minutes.
Can you send what you just showed me to...
Sure. Even if we did defend him in court, an asshole's still an asshole.
Okay, watch your mouth, buddy. You're so innocent.
Looks like we're getting...
The train's pretty light right now, but it was
Oh yeah, the car occupancy at that time of day can...
and Ahara should have been standing roughly... Suspicious.
You disappoint me. But no, but back to the story. It's a good story. It's just what's it called? It's a good story. It's just what's it called? It's just not as impacting. It's not, and again, oh Shibuya, JJK. But no, but on a serious note, it's just that the game itself, the story-wise, it's not as impacting compared to the
That's
first
where
game.
I can.
And the one thing I don't like about this game is you have to keep doing these stupid detective inspection aspects, which I hate.
Suspicious.
It ruins the flow of the game. It takes too long. And at the beginning of the game when I did this, it wasn't that bad. Like, look, you see me struggling right now.
What the?
Look.
And the worst part is, the one thing I guess I don't like about this game is that they have like so many like limited interiors for you to visit.
Suspicious. Suspicious.
I guess the one thing why Lost Judgment I think it could be worse than the first Judgment, like the one big thing I said it before, is the fact how the detective aspect of it is not used as much. And you might say, but you're doing detective work right now. I mean, like, it's more heavily focused on the combat. That's caught. That's caught. So which one am I missing? Is it right here? See, even after playing this game, after God knows so many attempts, I still don't even know every single one. So... Wait, that's the one I got. Yeah, that's the one I already got. So, you guys see what I mean? How it's not that good? How far do I have to keep going? But yeah, like this is what I mean. This is the one thing I guess that ruins Lost Judgment, honestly. If you took this feature out, I feel like it would have been perfect as it is. Where is this stupid last camera? Okay, we got this one. You guys see what I mean? Why I hate this game? Okay, I actually love this game. I just don't like this one part.
What the?
There we go.
Hey. Suspicious.
But I don't know what it is. Each time I play these Yakuza games, it kind of gives me the urge to go visit Japan. But economically speaking, based on what I heard, Japan is not doing good financially, which is very unfortunate.
Suspicious.
Jesus Christ, I'm just doing investigation, people, not doing anything. But I guess back to the issue at hand, what else can I talk about the game, honestly? Because I kinda actually want to vent out about the games, honestly, because I really do not know.
Okay, looks like we got all the. Now.
Yeah, now we gotta...
Suspicious. What the? Suspicious. Hey. Suspicious. What the?
But I will be honest, this game does
this
have
was the
some
general
unique,
situation.
unique like
Hara
details,
committed
honestly,
his crime.
compared to the first game. But the first
What
game
do
is
you
still
think,
better.
young?
Do you think Ahara and Mamiya-san were riding the train pretty
Oh yeah, Mamiya-san commuted by train. She was here every weekday. Same goes for Ahara, actually, but he was off that day. He said the thought of his wife had him flustered and he couldn't force himself to board the train. He always had an excuse ready for anything you asked him, including the harassment charges. There wasn't a single argument we could make in court to establish reasonable doubt.
Safe to say he did it. But on the same day, he knew his son's pretty clear it wasn't a spontaneous need to grab some ass.
I agree. It's almost like all the commotion around the harassment might have been planned out. Maybe everything was. Even down to getting captured.
Yeah. You really played everyone by turning harassment into an alibi for murder. No matter how much evidence points to him as a killer, you can deny it with complete...
This is getting crazier by the...
At the very least, he had something to do with it. Whatever his plan is, it's pretty clear Ahara is committed.
To what? Getting revenge?
I think so.
Who do you think is a comp? Ahara is a veteran cop. If so, he could...
Sure. But assassins cost an arm and a leg. He wasn't rich before all this, was he?
No. He barely scraped up enough to cover his lawsuit against the school.
That's,
Well, so it gets more creative by the minute.
Hey, Shirosaki.
What's up, Saris?
I'm scheduling an interview with Ahara tomorrow at the Tokyo detention.
Sounds good. Then I need to head back.
Something you forgot.
Yeah. It involves... So I want to confirm if Mikoshiro really bullied the kid.
All right. Then I'll let you get to it.
Cool. Then I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. What is there to talk about? I could actually take the deck save, but I guess I can, like, show some gameplay. But, back to the issue at hand. Oh, you wanna fight? You wanna fight? Wow, he just flinched. But no, but back to the story. Okay, I will give this game props. I hate too much. Even though the content's not the best in the franchise or the best in the game compared to like, the first Judgement, some of the ideas they have were unique and innovative. Like, you're able to drive a motorcycle, you're able to do pool, you're able to do activities inside of the school. Which, I'm not gonna lie, it is interesting, but again, it's like, the way how it's like, it sounded great on paper, but execution was done poorly. And for those who are curious, actually, for those who are curious, the motorcycle content I was just talking about, it's right here. You unlock this later on as soon as you do the sub-stories for the school. Hey buddy, what's up? You ready for retirement? No? I can scare you then. Alright. Yeah, those were some stories. But again, but the story itself, good, but... Actually, let me change up the story. Well, let's talk about the combat in this game. So the combat in this game is my favorite in the franchise is because, honestly, any newbie could actually get good in the combat. And some people might think, oh, so it's like it spoons feed people. Not really. Out of anything, it's the exact opposite. It's actually kind of brutal if you don't know what you're doing. You can't spam grabs, you can't spam tigers, you can't spam boxing, you can't spam snake or crane.
What if I told you It's looking more...
Well, it doesn't concern...
Ehara-san believes Mikoshiba tormented Toshiro-kun so badly that he took it. But neither the third-party investigation... So what's the truth here? What really happened between Mikoshiba and
Why do you keep asking? I said I don't know!
I'm going to the detention center tomorrow to get some answers out of Ehara-san. I saw where Mikoshiba was murdered. He endured no short... They tortured him, you know. They broke all his fingers before they slit his throat.
No.
And somehow Ehara-san knew Mikoshiba would be killed. It's like he did it to prove he had nothing to do with the murder. But maybe that wasn't his real objective at all.
Huh?
I think he wanted to signal that he'd finally have...
The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
If I'm gonna face him tomorrow. So, Ford, that's all I want.
My answer won't change.
Are you sure about that? Take a look at this.
That's...
Toshiro Ehara, your student. If you can look at him and say Mikoshiba played no part in his... In fact, you'll never hear a word from it. So which is it?
Wow.
4 years ago. Not long after I'd transferred here to teach English. That's when it started.
I'm gonna stay muted for this part.
I was trying my best to get acclimated, and I was finally on a first-name basis with everyone. One day, after school, I was out on the roof taking a break, when Toshiro-kun suddenly ran by. I called out to him to ask what was wrong, but he shushed me and kept running. I saw he had a bloody nose. Moments later, Mikoshiba-kun showed up. He was looking for him. I told him I hadn't seen him. Toshiro-kun's face told me everything I needed to know.
So Mikoshiba was bullying him after all.
Yes. Toshiro-kun told me this later on. Whenever he'd leave school with Mikoshiba-kun and his friends, they'd force him to hand over money. At first, they'd try to pass it off as a joke. They said since he lowered the class average on tests, he ought to buy them all drinks as an apology. And Mikoshiba-kun, he was having too much fun with it to stop. He started offering tutoring sessions to Toshiro-kun, only so he and his crew could extract their tuition from him. They'd even break into his house while his mother was at work and take the money she left him for dinner. And if he couldn't pay, they'd beat him up at school or make him grovel in the bathroom.
Didn't anybody see what was really happening?
The teachers either saw nothing or turned a blind eye. Few students knew about it, though. Anyway, I ended up relaying everything Toshiro-kun had told me to those boys' homeroom teacher. Mind you, this teacher had tenure, title, and years of experience under his belt. Do you know what he told me? He said not to cause a commotion because those boys were about to graduate.
Why does that not surprise me?
To be honest, it was hard to paint such an outwardly model student in a negative light. There was also no hard evidence to support Toshiro-kun's story. But someone still should have stepped in to help. If only I'd understood that at the time.
You tried.
The only thing I tried was to keep an eye out for him, making sure he wasn't alone, things like that. But unfortunately, that wasn't good enough. On the first morning of the 3rd trimester, Toshiro-kun tied a towel to his doorknob and hung himself in his room.
And that's when you confronted Mikoshiba, right? You asked him point blank if he'd bullied him.
I did. Mikoshiba-kun pretended to know nothing. He was more careful, shaken even, from then on. In all honesty, when I heard a third-party committee was investigating, I was hoping the truth would come out. Students were asked to fill out an anonymous questionnaire, and many of them wrote down exactly what they saw.
Hold on. Didn't the court end up declaring there was no substantial evidence of bullying? How could they have said that with those questionnaires on hand?
First of all, the committee never interviewed anyone directly. Those questionnaires were the only proof of anything. And the teacher of those boys was the one who collected them each time he came across any mention of bullying. Also, he wouldn't get blamed in the end for ignoring the warning signs.
So then the committee was pointless.
A few students did speak up about the bullying online, but Toshiro-kun's parents were completely caught off guard. His mother worked through the day, and his father lived all the way in Tokyo. That made it that much easier for the teacher to cover up all the evidence. He made that statement without even consulting the principal or the... So, right before Mikoshi, there was no evidence of bullying. The conclusion...
What the hell?
In Japan, 300 children commit suicide every year. Across all less than 3% are proven to be linked. But Ehara-san wasn't satisfied, so he sued Seiryo High, demanding compensation for Toshiro as the trial dragged on. Of course, my intention was before that could happen. That damn teacher came with the school's attorney to see how I would testify.
They didn't want you making them look bad, huh?
Of course not. That's when I first learned what they had no choice but to reveal everything to me, to try and sway me to their side. I guess they were just that desperate. After all, I was the only adult who Toshiro-kun confided in. I don't think he'd spoken to his parents about it once. So yes, that's why there was never any objective evidence. It wasn't like I had a mind to record our conversations. And I hadn't personally witnessed it. The school attorney saw fit to remind me that the law... And if I couldn't produce
So it was witness tampering. That is, they coerced you into false testimony?
Yes.
Must have been incredibly hard on you.
What I should have done was... What else could I have really done? As much as I've tried to convince myself I did everything I could for him, I can never fully...
So what happened to the teacher?
He transferred to another school. God, to think he's still standing at a podium somewhere.
That's unfortunate.
Even so,
Maybe, but in that case, Mikoshiba's bullying of Toshiro, or those questionnaires getting discarded. Have you ever told anyone else?
No. I've been silent. Yagami-san, you know what? Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. There was this kid. My classmates pushed him too far. And one day he just jumped off the roof.
Off the roof?
By some miracle, he survived the fall. And he's been in a coma for the last 13 years. Nobody knows if he'll ever wake up. His name is Mitsuru, and he may never open his eyes to the world again. His mom watches him, but she works full-time. She's a higher-up in the government.
I'm sorry to hear it.
The worst part is that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it. But all he said was, don't overdo it. But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job. And yet, for poor Toshiro-kun, nobody was held responsible at all. And that includes me.
But if anyone was going to take responsibility for that, Mikoshiba should have been first in line. I'm sure Ehara-san must have thought the same thing.
You know what I wanted to be as a kid? I was so innocent, I wanted to be a teacher. And after Mitsuru-kun's tragedy, I felt practically obligated. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
I think she needs some time by herself. Yeah, what do you think? It's not like it's not like she actually went through the whole thing. It's not like she exposed you for it. I want to see, is she crying or is she not? I can't even see that. Wait, can I actually walk past her? Oh wait, I could walk past her. Oh, she just looks depressed, like her default. It's actually kind of upsetting, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I think that's it for the video. Actually, I'll go to Yokohama 99 and then just end the video. Yagami, you just want... I mean, yeah, never mind, I took the back. Stairs are concerning. But back to the issue at hand, no. For those who want to know, that's a mysterious club room. Kind of out in a janitor's office. I don't know why I'm expecting so much nostalgia. But back to the issue at hand. Yeah, so you guys kind of know the whole reason why she kind of feels conflicted with the whole thing. She could have done something, but she just didn't because, I don't know, she thought it was the right thing at the time, but clearly she's wrong. Sorry if I sound so generic with that, but... If you guys are new to the channel, I'll see you guys later. Peace.